Wake up, Portland. It's a wonderful day today.
It was another time, a more innocent place. Portland, Oregon, December 1958. Christmas was in the air with holiday songs on local radio. And inside their Northeast Portland house, the Martin family made plans to collect Christmas boughs and greenery. They got into their 1954 Ford station wagon and left for a Sunday afternoon trip up the gorge. They were never seen or heard from again.
On the afternoon of Sunday, December 7th, 1958, the Martin family set off in their 1954 Ford station wagon, painted cream and red, towards the Columbia River Gorge. Their goal was to gather greenery from the woods for Christmas decorations at their home. After about 3 hours, around 4 p.m., they made a stop at a gas station in Cascade Locks, located 40 miles from their residence. Later, they had a meal at the Paradise Snack Bar in Hood River, an additional 20 miles from Cascade Locks, placing them approximately 60 miles away from home. The waitress at the snack bar noted that the family seemed normal, and they departed the establishment around 5 p.m. This departure time struck many as odd, considering Ken Martin's known reluctance to drive at night due to poor eyesight. This was the final confirmed sighting of the Martin family. 2 days later, on December 9, Ken Martin was reported missing by his employer, as his absence from work was highly unusual for him. That night, around 11 p.m., police visited the Martin family home and found no evidence of a break-in or any foul play. Inside the house, dishes were left unwashed in the sink. Laundry was still in the washing machine, and a Santa Claus outfit from a recent Christmas party lay out on a bed. The Martins' sudden disappearance left clear indications that they had planned to return home. Shortly after, their story was widely covered in the newspapers, leading to extensive search efforts. As many as 5 different police agencies initiated separate investigations to locate the missing family. Although police confirmed the family's visits to the gas station and the restaurant, their subsequent whereabouts remained a mystery. During the initial investigation, police discovered an abandoned white Chevy near Cascade Locks. The vehicle, hailing from Los Angeles, had been reported stolen. This discovery prompted a search for 2 ex-convicts, Roy Light and Leicester Price, amid suspicions they might be connected to the Martins' disappearance. The owner of the Paradise Snack Bar reported seeing both men at the restaurant at the same time as the Martins, leaving shortly after them. However, due to a lack of concrete evidence linking them to the case, they were never interrogated. In the days following the family's disappearance, police received multiple reports of sightings of the Martins across various locations. Alleged witnesses claimed to have seen the family or individuals resembling them in different parts of Oregon, as well as in Iowa and Montana, further adding to the mystery of their whereabouts. Despite numerous reports, none of the sightings of the Martin family could be confirmed. Witnesses claimed they saw the Martins' Ford station wagon at dusk under the Bridge of the Gods in Cascade Locks, with 2 men standing outside and conversing with those inside the vehicle. However, this account could not be substantiated. If accurate, it might have been the last moment the Martins were seen alive. The prevailing theory became that they might have inadvertently driven into the Columbia River. A significant lead emerged in the investigation when tire tracks leading towards a cliff above the river were discovered. Additionally, cream-colored paint chips matching the Martins' station wagon were found on rocks below the cliff. The positioning of these tracks indicated that an accident was improbable, as the location was not near the main road. Attempts to search this part of the river were halted when 2 police officers deemed it too hazardous for divers, even though Detective Walter Greven had been advised by professional divers that the conditions were suitable for diving. Then, on the early morning of May 2, 1959, a fisherman and his wife reported seeing an unusual object floating downstream near the Bonneville Dam, located in the Columbia River Gorge close to Portland, Oregon. The couple who spotted the floating object in the river sadly discovered that it was 2 bodies, which were later identified as belonging to Susan and Virginia Martin, aged 11 and 13. The official cause of death for both girls was determined to be drowning. However, there was a report from a technician who believed he saw bullet wounds in the heads of both girls, which he communicated to Dr. Waterman, the medical examiner. Despite this, Dr. Waterman's official report did not confirm these injuries, and neither police reports nor newspaper articles from that time suggested any signs of foul play. Further examination revealed that Virginia and Susan had consumed burgers and fries shortly before their deaths, aligning with the account of the waitress at the Paradise Snack Bar. After the discovery of the bodies, Dr. Waterman reportedly received several threatening phone calls. The caller, believed to be a young man, warned of harm should any other missing member of the Martin family be identified. Interestingly, there was one surviving member of the Martin family, Donald Martin. Donald's relationship with his family was strained, partly due to speculation about his sexuality and an incident where he was discovered with a man at home by his parents. When his family went missing, Donald did not participate in the search, stating that his Aunt Charlotte had advised him to stay in New York. However, Charlotte contradicted this, expressing her confusion over why Donald hadn't come to Oregon to help search for his family. Further raising questions, Donald did not attend the memorial services for his sisters, citing a mix-up in dates. As the sole surviving member of the Martin family, Donald inherited the Martin estate, valued at approximately $36,000. 4 years prior to the family's disappearance, Donald had lost his job at the Meyer and Frank department store in Portland for stealing merchandise valued at over $2,000. One theory about the family's disappearance involves Donald's potential involvement, not just because of his strained family relations. Adding to the suspicion, a blood-covered .38 automatic pistol was found under a rock near Cascade Locks in January 1959. The gun in question had a single-use bullet in its chamber. Oddly, this firearm was not processed as evidence. Instead, it was cleaned and returned to the individual who found it. Further investigation into the gun's serial number revealed that it was among the items Donald Martin had allegedly stolen from Meyer and Frank in 1954. Despite this connection, Donald was never directly accused of playing a role in his family's disappearance. The whereabouts of Barbara and Barbie Martin, as well as their vehicle, remain unknown to this day. The next case, more recent in nature, involves a young girl named Kanika Jenkins on September 8, 2007.
It takes strength to open these doors, the deep freezer doors. So if she couldn't barely hold herself up, she needed a wall to support her. How did she find strength to unlock both of the double doors?
Kanika informed her mother she was going out with friends, claiming they planned to go bowling and then watch a movie in celebration of her new job at a nursing home. Borrowing her mother Teresa's car, Kanika left around 11 p.m., which was the last time Teresa saw her daughter. Born on May 27, 1998, in Chicago, Kanika was known as a smart, responsible girl with a promising future. She maintained a close and positive relationship with her mother, as noted by friends and family. On the night in question, Kanika Jenkins and her 3 friends attended a party on the 9th floor of the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, instead of their original plans. They were captured entering the hotel around 1 a.m. via security cameras. Throughout the party, they posted videos on Snapchat and Facebook, expressing discomfort as they felt harassed by aggressive male partygoers despite their disinterest. Kanika sent her last text to her sister around 1:30 a.m., marking the final communication her family received from her. The decision to leave the party was made around 3 a.m., but in the hotel lobby, Kanika realized she had left her personal items, including her car keys and cell phone, back in the room. Given her intoxicated state, her friends left her in the lobby to retrieve these items. Unfortunately, this decision proved to be a grave error. When they returned, Kanika was nowhere to be found. After a futile search in the hotel, Her friends called her mother, Teresa, between 4 and 4:30 a.m. to report that they couldn't find Kanika. Upon realizing that Khadija had not returned home, her friends informed Teresa and then drove to Teresa's house to pick her up and return to the hotel to continue the search. Teresa was skeptical of the friends' account, noticing that they had been drinking and might have been using drugs. When she inquired if Khadija had consumed any alcohol, they mentioned she had one drink. This information particularly alarmed Teresa, as she knew Khadija had a low tolerance for alcohol, and even a small amount could greatly affect her. Teresa approached the hotel's front desk for assistance, but was denied help. Her requests to view the security footage or have a security officer review it to determine her daughter's whereabouts were also rejected, with the staff stating that only the police could access the footage. At 7:15 a.m., Teresa called 911 to report her missing daughter, but the dispatcher suggested that Khadija might simply be asleep in a hotel room, intoxicated, advising Teresa to go home and wait until the morning. It wasn't until the next day that Khadija was officially reported missing, and the police began their investigation around 1:15 p.m. On September 9th, hotel staff claimed to have reviewed the security footage and found nothing unusual. However, this claim would soon be brought into question for reasons soon to be revealed. The police conducted a thorough search of the hotel and its vicinity, but found no trace of Khadija. It wasn't until around 10 p.m. that an officer, reviewing the security tapes again, spotted Khadija on the footage. She appeared around 3:20 a.m., visibly intoxicated and struggling to walk through the hotel hallways. This new information led to the deployment of a second search team to trace her last recorded movements. Khadija was seen navigating through various floors and corridors, eventually making her way into a kitchen undergoing renovation and not in active use. The final footage captured her heading towards a freezer area, which had a cooler in front and a second door leading into the freezer itself. Although the video did not show her entering the freezer, it was presumed that she opened the door, walked inside, and never exited. Her body was later discovered by the police, frozen inside the freezer. There has been speculation and theories about the hotel's involvement in her death, with some suggesting that she was lured into the freezer by a hotel employee who then locked her inside. This has led to beliefs that her placement in the freezer was part of a cover-up. There are theories suggesting that Khadija was murdered away from the camera's view, placed in a black garbage bag, and then left in the freezer, creating the illusion that she had wandered into it on her own. Many suspect the hotel could have been motivated to conceal the true nature of her demise. The speculation stems from the fact that the party she attended at the hotel was funded with stolen credit cards and involved underage drinking and illegal drug use in the room. Despite receiving several noise complaints, the hotel staff reportedly did nothing to intervene. This has led to questions about whether the hotel was attempting to obscure the circumstances surrounding Khadija's death to avoid repercussions for allowing an illegal party on their premises. Was her death merely a tragic accident, or was there more to the story? It's hoped that further information may eventually emerge, providing a clearer understanding of what truly happened.